Hey guys, Tim here with mytrainer.com, and I've posted videos in the past talking about you're doing these workouts on your own. What are your training goals, and do you know what sets, rep ranges, load, rest periods go with whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Whether you're trying to get stronger, whether you're trying to get bigger, whether you're trying to get leaner, endurance. All that. And I've never really gone into depth about what those specifics are for those. So I wanted to kind of talk about that today. And that way, when you're doing these workouts on your own, then you can have a little bit more knowledge and kind of know what to do. So first off, we're going to talk about if you're trying to get strong, we're going to go with strength. So with that, and again, each one is going to have a certain set that goes with it. So with strength, we're looking at roughly 2 to 6 sets when you're developing these. So 2 to 6 sets of 1 to 6 reps. So that means you're trying to do 1 to 6 repetitions. This is something for you to decide. And then how many sets you're trying to accomplish for that. Now with that being said, then you have a load. So the load is going to be 85% or greater. And what we mean by that is 85% of what your 1 rep max is. The maximum weight you can lift for 1 rep. You may not know this right off the bat. Sometimes you have to, there's ways to figure it out. That's something that you can do. I can maybe talk about that later. It's kind of something you really should do with somebody who's a little bit more knowledgeable and not necessarily on your own, because you could injure yourself. But you can get a pretty good gauge off of that, by what you're lifting. If you're able to get 100 pounds for 6 reps, and then you're able to get 120 pounds for 4 reps, and you're able to get 140 pounds for only 2 reps, then you can kind of guess what your 1 rep max might be. So that kind of helps you guess what these loads are. And then we're also talking about rest periods. Rest periods really can affect how your body is responding to what you're doing. It can help affect your, different reasons. Your metabolism by how long you're resting. It really rev up your heart rate, so your cardiac has some cardiac effects with it, cardio effects, if you will. And then also, all kinds of things. Growth hormone development or stimulation, I should say, testosterone stimulation. All kinds of different things can be affected into your rest period. So with the strength, the recommended rest period is between 2 to 5 minutes. When I'm going for strength, I'm usually 1.5. I apologize. I'm usually 2 to 2.5 minutes. If it's something where you're really trying to get, push up some big numbers, then you might need to take that 5 minutes. You really need your whole system to recover. So again, we're going sets, reps, load, rest period. So starting with strength, 2 to 6 sets. And this is something here, guys, that you can kind of alternate on. If you're going to do lifting and you're going to do strength, and you're going to lift a couple times a week, and you're going to lift the same, do the same exercises, you're not going to want to necessarily, like the first day you might go really heavy. So you might have 6 sets of only 2 or 3 reps. Well, when you try to do your workout a couple days later, you might not want to do that. You might not want to go so heavy, so to speak. You might want to lighten the load a little bit, go a few more reps. Something we kind of call a periodization, where I'll maybe talk about that later as well, where you kind of vary the loads, so you can kind of keep working out, but you don't risk, minimizes the risk of injury. So like I was saying, in your first day, you might do 6 sets of 2 to 3 reps, and then a couple days later, when you do it, you might do the 6 sets of 1 to 6 reps, or only 3 sets of 1 to 6 reps. Kind of varying that load, making it a little bit less intense. You still, because you're doing strength, you still want the same load percentage around there, because you're definitely still wanting to go heavy, and then the rest period should still stay the same. So now let's move on. We'll go to hypertrophy, or for people who don't know what that is, for building size. Lack of a better term, kind of like what the bodybuilders are kind of doing. So with that, we're looking 3 to 6 sets. And this is kind of for your average person or sports person. I mean, some of the bodybuilder guys, you know, they'll do a lot more sets. We're going 6 to 15 reps, 67 to 85% of your load. So you see here, we dropped that load down pretty significantly. I mean, the top is what the bottom is for strength, because we're really going on here is more of these set ranges. We're really kind of trying to burn that out, really extremely fatigue that muscle. And that's something I guess I should add as well. Another difference between strength and now we're in hypertrophy here is strength is really going to tax your central nervous system. It's going to rely heavy on central nervous system and motor patterns. Hypertrophy is going to attack more of your muscles. It does hit your central nervous system, but not as hard as strength. This is definitely going to hit more of your muscle. You're going to get a lot more of that, you know, the DOMS, you know, the delayed onset muscle soreness. You're going to get a lot more of that with the hypertrophy here. So anyway, back to that, we're 67 to 85%, so we're significantly lightening the load there. And rest periods. Now this is where you just see a big change there, 30 seconds to 1.5 minutes. If it's some bigger lifts, you know, like you're doing these, but you're doing squats, you know, you might want to do that minute and a half to do recovery, and, you know, cover a little bit more. Or if you're doing with hypertrophy, a lot of people will do supersets or things like that. So, you know, you might do that. It really also depends on what muscle group you're working as to whether you might do that. And then sometimes it really calls for that 30-second. Really keep that cardio up, really keep your body revved up, keep those muscles where they don't quite fully recover, and really get that deep muscle fatigue with that. Then we're going to drop down to endurance. Endurance, again, 2 to 3 sets. So you can see that kind of changes there. This is a big difference, 12 plus reps. I mean, your minimum is 12 reps. Some of these, I mean, you'll go clip 20, you know, 25. Significantly lighter weight, I mean, 6-7% or less. So here, we're basically going for more volume and then 30 seconds or less on the recovery. So we're going for a lot of volume, lighter weight, and then super recovery. So you're almost constantly moving. And that's really going to help with the cardio effect. And then also, you know, like I said, help with the endurance. Something a lot of people like to do. So again, if you're developing your own program or you're just starting out, you're going in the gym, keep these in mind. Keep in mind, first off, what your goal is going to be, and then look at the appropriate sets, rep ranges, load, and rest period, and try to stick to that as close as you can. Now, there are certain days, you know, you might be working on strength, and you know, it's your third day working out. Maybe you're working out 3 days a week, and on that third day, you're just feeling pretty fatigued. You know, if you're doing 6 to 15 reps, or even 1 to 6 reps, but you're going a little bit lighter, that's okay. Okay, I mean, this isn't like necessarily set in stone. You're still going to get improvements, but if these are your goals, then that's where you really need to try to stick to these parameters here. Hopefully that helps you out. Hopefully I didn't go through it too quickly. I'm going to try to do some more instructional videos like this, kind of give you the knowledge, so that if you are going to do the journey on your own, you know, then you have a little bit more info on it. Look like you know what you're doing when you're in the gym. Also, if you need any additional help, I mean, that's obviously where my trainer can come in. We offer in-person training. We're over at FitnessQuest now, which is, you know, very exciting for us. I'm working on possibly getting into a strength and conditioning gym as well, which could add some more variety to it. And then we also offer online. I mean, these are, you know, detailed to your needs. This isn't just a generic online program. And then we obviously do have more general, or what I want to say, generalized online programs as well, if you would like to go that route. But the online training is definitely going to be tailored to you. So keep those options in mind. You know, it never even just hurts to talk to us. You know, see what's going on, see if we can help, or just see if we can direct you to, you know, our YouTube channel, and all the instructional videos are on there, or something like that. So appreciate you guys watching, and stay tuned for more videos to come.